equals x squared times the square root of 4x minus 1. Perfect. Very good examples. So let's start with the first one, 11. So as you notice, both of them actually, but we'll get to it in a moment, both of them are products. How do I know? Right here. So I have to use the product rule plus the chain rule. Okay, so let's start with 11. So I have y prime. Remember the product rule. First function prime times the second plus first times the second prime. So we differentiate x minus 4 to the 8th power. How do I differentiate x minus 4 to the 8th power? Can anyone help? A function to a power. Function to a power prime. Bring down the power, subtract 1 from the power, and differentiate the inner function. We bring down 8. We subtract 1 from the power. But it happens that the derivative of this is how much? Because I have to put it in. 8 x minus 4 to the 7th power times the inner function prime. But what is the derivative of this?
1.
Exactly. Lucky me. Times the second function. Plus. Now I copied the first function. It's not two pluses. I'm just saying follow the plus, something continues. I copied the first function, but now I have to differentiate the second one. Can anyone help us differentiate the second one? Here's the formula. A function to a power prime is the function times, it's n times f to n minus 1 times the inner function prime. So we're looking at this.
6.
Excellent.
2x plus 3 to the 5th.
Yes, times the inner function prime. These are the key words. Times the inner function prime. You should say that in your dreams, please.
Would it be 2x?
Careful.
That's 2.
Just 2. Is that clear why it's just 2? Yes? No?
Yes.
Thank you. Perfect. Now, we normally don't leave this alone as you see it, and you will see why later in the next chapter. So I have to simplify it. So we will simplify by factoring. Simplify by factoring. So we have to factor. Okay. So first let's clean it up a little bit. You see this is one term. They're all multiplied. And then plus. And this is the second term. But the second term is not nice. I don't want this times this times this times this. I will simplify and write 6 times 2 times this times this. So I have 8 x minus 4 to the 7th power, 2x plus 3 to the 6th, plus 12 x minus 4 to the 8th times 2x plus 3 to the 5th. I'm going to write it one more time because it's too squeezed in there. So 8 x minus 4 to the 7th power, 2x plus 3 to the 6th, plus 12 x minus 4 to the 8th, and 2x plus 3 to the 5th. You don't have to write it twice. I wrote it because it's too squeezed in there. Notice one thing, that this part is common in both. This is common in both. And also, there is a common factor of 4 in here, and a common factor of 4 in here. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull out the maximum possible. From 8 and 12, we know that we can pull out a 4. I see a common factor, which is x minus 4. I see another common factor, which is 2x plus 3. And of course, we have to discuss exponents. I don't know what power. Let's discuss the power here. We haven't analyzed the power. So this is power 7, and this is power 8 on x minus 4. Which power is in common, and I can take it out? Which is the common power? Common to both. Say it again.
1.
You have 7 apples and I have 8 apples. How many apples we have in common? What is the number that we do have in common? You have 7, I have 8.
7.
7, the smallest of the two. Awesome. What about 6 and 5?
5.
Exactly. And now we have to identify what is left inside, such that this times this is this. This times the second term equals this. So, from 8, I took out a 4. 4 times what is 8? Well, I have to write a
2.
exactly. Perfect. X minus 7 is x minus 7, so this is out. But from 6, I removed 5. How many more are left inside?
Just 1.
Just 1. 1, 2x plus 3. I reached the plus sign. Now, from 12, I removed 4. 4 times what is 12?
3.
Excellent. Now, x minus 4, I had 8. I pulled in front 7 of those. How many more are left inside?
1.
Exactly, on x minus 4. Look at the last one. 2x plus 5 to the 5th, but I took all of them in front. So there is nothing left here. I have to simplify this piece. 2 times 2x plus 2 times 3 plus 3 times x plus 3 times negative 4. And write it one more time, and that is it. So something follows here. So 4, x minus 4 to the 7th, 2x plus 3 to the 5th, 4x plus 3x, 7x, 2 times 2x, 4x plus 3x, 7x, 6 minus 12. This is it. Done. Completely simplified by factoring. No one can do anything else here. So again, let me show you this part. So 4x plus 6 plus 3x minus 12. So 4x plus 3x was 7x. 6 minus 12 was negative 6. Completely factored. Okay, completely factored. Good. Any questions on this, or can we move on to 21? A lot of work. Chain rule combined with the product rule. A lot of work. See, for example, this one you could have not done it in any other way. Yes, you can say, but I can raise this to the 7th power, get 8 terms. I can raise this to the 6th power, get 7 terms, and then multiply 8 terms by 7 terms, and then differentiate. It will take us forever. Even so, it took us some time. But you cannot distribute here. It's way too much. That's why we have the chain rule. Okay, so then x squared. So it's my page 4. And we had f of x squared, and the square root of 4x minus 1. Perfect, perfect pick. So again, I have to identify what it is. And I think it was Hubert who asked, okay, how do I know? Well, I see it. So this is function 1, and this is function 2. like the product rule, I have 1 prime times 2 plus 1 times 2 prime. If you like to use my method, if you have a different one, don't listen to me. Continue on your own. Okay, so f prime. Can anyone give us the first function prime? Anyone, please.
2x.
Of course, excellent. 2x times the second one, I have to copy it. I reached the plus sign. I have to copy the first function. But now I have to differentiate this one. So here's the rule again. Oh, not here, on the next page. We want to differentiate this using this rule. Can anyone help? It's okay if you're wrong. Anyone, please? Anyone, please? Give it a try.
1/2.
Yes, awesome. The square root, yes?
4x minus 1 times 4.
Exactly, that's it. Awesome. Brilliant. Of course, I'm going to simplify this with this. I'm going to copy 2x the square of 4x minus 1 plus 2x squared over the square of 4x minus 1. And yes, I have to find the least common denominator. But there is only one denominator. So what is it? So what is the least common denominator then? If there is only one.
Would it be just square root of 4x?
Of course. But since all this is over 1, I have to multiply by it, by the least common denominator. When we multiply just these two pieces, can anyone tell us what we get when we multiply these two? And then we will multiply by 2x, but not now. When we multiply these two, what do we get?
1.
4x minus 1.
4x minus 1. Awesome. Thank you. Plus 2x squared. Yes, now I have to distribute 2x here. So I have 8x squared minus 2x plus 2x squared over the square root of 4x minus 1. And I have to add, and I have 10. In descending order always, minus 2x over the square root of 4x minus 1. To be honest, I'm okay with this, but I would take it one more step. Factor out 2x at the top and get this over 4x minus 1. Great. It was a great pick. Good. I would like now to choose a ratio. So I'm going to share my screen. Where are you guys? You're here with me. Okay. So I like to choose a ratio. Yes, for example, this is a little bit harder because you have to change it into x squared minus 5x plus 2 to power 1/4. So the square root is the most friendly. The square root is friendly. Any other root, index 4, index 3, index 5, and so on and so forth, they require more work. So I like to choose a quotient. So let's say 29. And that's my page 5. 29, let's copy it. So it's f of x. Any questions so far? Requires a lot of practice. I know you understood it, but it's not easy without practice. Okay. We want to find f prime for this function. Of course, how do I know I have to use the quotient rule? Because I see this. This says quotient. It's a ratio, so I have to use the quotient rule. Now, because 5x minus 4 has power 7, I also have to use the chain rule. The same thing here. So I write a long fraction line. I copy the denominator squared because that's what I need to do. When I square a power, I multiply. Good. So now, careful with the numerator. Let me write the formula one more time here. So 1 divided by 2 prime is 1 prime times 2, but minus 1 times 2 prime over 2 squared. So can anyone give us the numerator prime? This piece. The numerator prime. Can anyone help? The numerator prime.
5 times 7x.
Very good. So 5, you mean 7? Yes, sorry. 7 times 5x minus 4 to which power?
6.
Good. Times the inner function prime. I cannot stress enough. Times the inner function prime. Good.
Times 5.
Excellent. Times the denominator now. I reach the minus. So I have this here. I have this here. I reach the minus. I copy the top. And now I have to differentiate the denominator. We are differentiating this and put it in here. Can anyone help with 6x plus 1 to the third prime?
3 times 6x.
3 times 6x plus 1 to the,
Second power.
yes, the second power, times the inner function prime.
Times 6.
Times 6. Sorry about that. It's squeezed in there. I'm going to write it one more time because it's too squeezed in there. Sorry about that. So 7. 5x minus 4 to the 6th times 5 times 6x plus 1 to the 3rd minus 5x minus 4 to the 7th times 3 times 6x plus 1 squared times 6. Everything divided by the denominator squared, which is 6x plus 1 to the 6th. Awesome. Yes. Yes, unfortunately, we have to follow those steps. A lot of work. Okay. I have to clean this up, and I have to clean this up. I don't want numbers in between factors like that. So 7 times 5 is 35. And now I copy these two. 5x minus 4 to the 6th and 6x plus 1 to the 3rd. Again, I'm going to copy these two. Minus 18, 5x minus 4 to the 7th, and 6x plus 1 squared. Everything over this. Do not try to simplify the denominator. That will be a terrible mistake. Please do not attempt anything that we did not do here. Okay, so then, like before, I'm looking at 35 and 18, nothing in common. This is 5 times 7, and this is 2 times 3 times 3. Nothing. Okay, but I see that this is common, and I see that this is common. And like before, I'm going to pull out 5x minus 4. I'm going to pull out 6x plus 1. I'm going to copy the denominator. Do not even look at this, please. I have to decide upon the power. I have to have a power here, and I have to have a power here. I'm analyzing 6 and 7. Which power will I have outside?
6.
Absolutely
6.
the smallest of the two. If I have 3 and 2, which power goes outside?
2.
2.
Excellent. Awesome, awesome. Thank you. Now, I'm not going to even uncover that yet. So we analyze. This piece is out. Of course, 35. This piece is all out. From 3, I took only 2 out. How many more are left inside from this factor? Just 1. Okay, excellent. I reached negative. I have to copy 18. From the initial 7 of these, I pulled out 6 of those. How many more are left inside?
Just 1.
Just 1. Excellent. And these are all out. Only now, and only now, I'm allowed to do this. Only now I'm removing a factor of 6x plus 1 squared and a factor of 6x plus 1 squared. So now I'm left with 4 in the denominator.